Welcome to a new edition of the Travel Edit by Pierre. This time we're visiting one of the world's most beautiful smaller airports in the world, Bilbao International Airport in the Basque Country, Spain. Nickname the Dove or La Paloma. Today we'll take a grand tour of the terminal, see some of its beautiful and eccentric features, and see why it's such a pleasure of an airport to travel through. Before that, I'll tell you about the architect behind the terminal design, and I'll let you decide whether this is Bilbao's other architectural wonder. And here we are, flying over Bilbao on final approach to the airport we'll be visiting today. For geographical reference, Santiago Airport, as it's unofficially called, is located in the north of Spain and only 12 kilometers from the center of Bilbao. It's the largest in northern Spain, with flights from as far as New York and Istanbul. However, it's unlikely you've heard much about it. That's because if you're flying into Bilbao and visiting for the first time, there's probably only a single architect and one architectural wonder on your mind, and that's Frank Gehry and the Guggenheim Museum. This is the building that helped turn Bilbao into a tourism superstar and a must-see city of vanguard architecture and contemporary art. Completed in the year 2000, only 3 years after the Guggenheim opened its doors, the new terminal at Bilbao Airport spread its wings with considerably less fanfare. But if you're a fan of architecture like me, you could easily argue that this stunning terminal is just as worthy of all the attention. I'll let you decide. The architect behind the terminal design is none other than Santiago Calatrava. He's famous for the City of Arts and Science in Valencia, Spain, the New World Trade Center station in New York, and the Turning Torso in Malmö, Sweden, among dozens of other structures around the world. And although he did design the TGV train station across from Lyon Airport in France, Bilbao remains Calatrava's only airport terminal to date. And as you'll see, it does bear a striking resemblance to his other works. It's here from the outside that you really begin to appreciate the futuristic design that Calatrava set out to achieve. The disc-like profile is only a tease of what's to come inside. From this vantage point, the vaulted roof looks like a folded origami dove, hence its nickname. And there's the playful arc of windows below, which defies the actual floor plan inside. Taken together, it looks like some sort of UFO that had crashed into Earth. And on that note, let's head back inside. And here we are in the departures check-in hall, which compared with the exterior feels absolutely dramatic in its dimensions. With its gigantic wings spanning out above us, this is definitely the most impressive part of the whole terminal. Like all of his works, here you can see Calatrava's trademark white silhouette, whether it be in concrete or steel, combined with soaring glass walls or atriums that let all the natural light pour in. Even on a cloudy day like today, you saw the clouds outside, and yet here we are, you'd swear it was a sunny day out. And like all of his structures, there's the biomimicry, alluding to something from nature. Here we see the ceiling details and its uncanny resemblance to a bird's wings. This part of the airport feels incredibly spacious and airy for an airport of this size, and it definitely brings back some of the romance of air travel that has been lost in our rush to build efficient airports. Taking the whole departures hall in, it's amazing that a design can appear so simple and elegant, yet so complex at the same time. On the right-hand side of check-in, you'll find security, also spacious and bright in its setup next to the arching windows to the side. From here, you'll walk through the unavoidable duty-free shop, which is enormous, and which lands onto an area with several restaurants and bars. Here, you get a close-up view of that soaring roof in the departures hall. You'll then find yourself on the linear departures hall. This area features several more restaurants, cafes, and bars, and the prices are reasonable. You also get some great views of apron activity and the mountains near the airport from the huge windows. One eccentric feature of this airport is that you won't actually board your flight from this floor. Passengers need to take one of these long ramps. down to a mezzanine boarding area located between departures and arrivals. Arriving and departing passengers will mix here, potentially leading to crowding, although here it didn't seem too bad. I'm not really sure of the point of having this mezzanine floor, apart from the fact that it increases the total floor space without eating up apron space outside. There are several lounges at this airport, one of which is located right here, which is handy for arriving passengers wanting to freshen up or grab something to eat. I got a sneak peek inside, and they are modern, bright, and very well appointed, with comfortable seating. And while I didn't use them, the food and drink options seemed reasonable considering that most flights are short haul. There's another lounge on the departures floor too. Unfortunately, neither have views of the runway or apron. If I have one criticism of the terminal's design, is that all that white concrete and glass will start to look dirty after a while, especially in a rainy city like Bilbao. They do seem to have a system worked out, although I'm not sure how efficient it is. If you're arriving at Bilbao Airport, you'll leave the mezzanine area and go straight down to a spacious baggage claim area. Calatrava didn't want arriving passengers to miss out on the fun either, and so he made sure to include a vaulted ceiling with a dramatic sweeping arc and plenty of natural light. It's an excellent welcome to this city, now famous for modern architecture. After exiting, you'll find the Basque Country Tourism Office, and from here, it's just a short walk to taxis or the 3247 bus, costing a reasonable €4.50 and taking only 20 minutes to reach Plaza Maloa in central Bilbao. If there was one thing that eluded me on this trip, it was getting a good shot of the outside of the terminal apron side. I was either sitting on the wrong side of the plane or the windows were fogged up. However, I give you this shot of La Paloma at night during takeoff, gloriously lit up. Enjoy it. And before we go, have you ever flown through Bilbao Airport? What was your experience? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again on my next flight, travel, or airport experience in the near future.